Everybody, Rich Lang with Prep U, just kind of hanging out here in the family room on a Sunday, which is Sunday, September 27th. And we're hanging out with Lil, who's just hanging out here, and Shiloh's hanging out over there. He wants the whole couch to himself. But it is Sunday, September 27th, so it is time for a weekly update. And this is going to be a really short weekly update because there's really not a lot of stuff going on out there. But let's get into it. We're going to have some firearm news and legislation. Got a story about why I carry, why you need an AR too. Got some shout outs and a few other things we'll throw in here just for the heck of it. All right. Firearm news. So the president of National Shooting Sports Foundation, NSSF, reported that more than 5 million new gun owners in the United States, and 50% of those were 40 years or older. Makes sense. I mean, where most states you can't even buy a firearm till you're 21. But I think the other reason that it makes so much more sense is that as people get older, they have more to take care of. I mean, they get married and they have a house and they've got kids and stuff like that. So there's more to protect than when you're younger and you just maybe have an apartment or you live at home in the basement playing video games. You know, you can have mom or dad protect you, you know. So, but then they said more than 50% were 30 and under. Gee, you think that makes sense? Of course it does. But that is I mean, that's a lot of people shooting, you know, out there now, and that's why the ammo is creeping up in costs and why it's hard to find, and bulk is even harder to find, but it's out there. I mean, it's not a big deal, you know, but it is kind of surprising that so many of the gun purchasers were, you know, 30 years and younger. Although it is kind of a good sign because that just shows you that more and more young people are believing in the Second Amendment and the rights to protect themselves, and hopefully they're conservatives. So let's hope. They also surveyed likely voters in 18 swing states, and of those surveys, more than half opposed gun bans. Well, that's also good. We don't need gun bans. We just need, we don't need more gun laws. We need the courts to uphold and enforce the gun laws we already have, you know. And like I said, the biggest problem with the some of the legislation that comes out there, gun bans and confiscations, are hidden inside. And if legislature don't take a look at the bill, they'll sign on to stuff, and if the people don't read them when it comes available, stuff like that's going to get passed, and it's like, oh, really? Look at Virginia. Look what happened there. ISRA brought up a really good point. This basically goes for the state of Illinois, because that's the Illinois State Rifle Association. They were talking about, well, here, I'll just read what they wrote in their newsletter. It says, some of you think that Illinois is not a swing state. Well, it probably isn't. There will be no electoral college votes for President Trump, but the more vote pro-gun candidates get at every level, the stronger the message is to the anti-gun side. And that's a good point. I mean, if you have a lot of votes going toward individuals that are pro-gun, and even if they don't win, I mean, it does send a message that anti-gun stuff is not going to get, you know, not going to be well accepted. Here's the other thing. Even though Illinois is not a swing state, even though Illinois may not give any electoral votes to Trump, and you may be in that type of a situation, every vote you put out there goes toward the popular vote. And we know last time he won heavily in the Electoral College, but didn't win the popular vote for whatever reason. You need to vote no matter what your state is. And I don't care if you're voting for Harris and Biden. Did I say it that way? Harris and Biden? Whatever. You may be in a state that, you know, is heavily red. Vote your conscience. That's what you've got to do. Vote the issues. Don't vote for the people. Vote for the issues. Also, here's another thing the ISRA brought up again. Michael Bloomberg is at it again. This time he is paying the fines of 32,000 Florida felons to make them eligible to vote. Basically, what the Florida Attorney General is very interested in this, and he's looking into the matter right now. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. But I don't think you can like bail people out and tell them to vote one way or the other. It just doesn't seem to be legal to me. But then what do I know? Did you guys watch the gun rights policy conference? Any of you? Bueller? I did. I was kind of busy. We were babysitting our granddaughter, and so I didn't have a lot of time to sit down and watch it. But I popped into a couple little talks and lectures and stuff like that. It was very interesting. Good to see. But that was the Second Amendment Foundation Gun Rights Policy Conference, and it was last weekend. And the title was Elect Freedom. You can actually go back on their website, and not only can you see lectures from this year, you can see lectures all the way back to the beginning. Everything's on there. You can just click on it. If there's somebody in there you want to hear, they list all the speakers and what they were speaking about and stuff like that. So again, that's the Second Amendment Foundation. Go to their website. Like I said, it was interesting. I've also gone to their website and looked at some of their past videos. All right, why I carry and why you might need an AR when somebody says to you, you know, I don't really know why you need an AR with 30 rounds. Well, here's the story, and gosh darn it, it's out of Waukegan, Illinois, real close to home here. I'm just going to read it. Police say two brothers were killed in a gunfight after they forced their way into a home in the suburbs of Chicago. The brothers allegedly walked up to a home in Waukegan at about 10 a.m. on Tuesday, armed with one revolver, and forced their way into a home that a woman was renting. She answered the door. She happened to be babysitting a toddler at the time and began screaming for help. Waukegan police say a man who rents a downstairs room at the home heard the screams, grabbed a pistol, and ran to investigate. The man shot one of the brothers, who dropped the gun after being hit. The other brother then retrieved the gun and began dragging his brother out of the house. The renter went back to grab a loaded AR, assault rifle. I hate that word. Assault rock, assault anything. Anything you hit with somebody or throw at somebody, it's an assault. Anyhow, I digress. I'm sorry. And engaged in a gunfight with the second brother. Multiple shots were fired on both sides. Both brothers were found dead on the lawn by police at the time of their arrival at the home. None of the victims were injured in the harrowing event. Both the woman and the man who rented the home had valid firearm owner identification cards, while neither of the two brothers had a license. Go figure. They said they did not know who the brothers were or why they had targeted the home. Waukegan Police Commander stated, I can't remember the last time where we had two people try to break into a home, if that's what this ends up to be, where they were shot and found on the front yard. This is a very isolated and specific incident, and I don't recall ever having anything like this. No charges have been filed, and the case is under investigation by the Waukegan Police Department. Wow. So, and I've told you at the end of every video, be aware of your surroundings, and sometimes you even need to carry it home. Have it on you, have it available, because you don't know who's going to be knocking at your door. That was 10 a.m. in the morning when that happened. Now, I'm sure it's going to be investigated thoroughly to find out what happened. But a couple takeaways from that story is the homeowners, or the renters, I guess, were both FOID carriers. The two brothers that came in had a gun and were not. Now, the gentleman went back and got his loaded AR, which was legal, and engaged in a gunfight with the other brother who had retrieved the gun. This brings up a point when people say to you, why do you need an AR with a 30-round magazine? Of course, most of them said clip, but we know they're magazines. And the reason being is, what if both of those individuals would have had handguns, and what if both of those handguns carried 17 rounds? You're totally outgunned right off the bat. What if it was a third person with a third firearm? You protect your home with what you can. All right? That's all I got to say. That's why I carry, and it's also why I have an AR. Shout-outs. Ready for a couple shout-outs? I don't have a lot this week. A lot of people have been making comments, but they were, nice video. Thank you very much, which I love those. Thank you. Connie, thank you. I appreciate every time you say that. I appreciate that. For Mars 1877, talking about the buying ammo online video, I was asked about putting together a buying online video, and the big thing about it is, or he asked to do this, and Tuco21 kind of replied and took care of it for me, really. He replied about the online ammo purchasing procedures, and every site is different. And we all know that those of us that live in Cook County, or specifically Cook County, I gotta get out of here. You go to different sites and you put in all your information and everything like that. And I've had several different places say, we don't ship to Cook County. And then I've forgotten about that, and I'll do it again, and they'll ship to Cook County. So it's just different. It depends on the day of the week, I think, sometimes. But my suggestion to Mars 1877, which I also believe might live in Cook County, or Will, or DuPage, or something like that. Anybody that lives like in a different county or a different state, have them order it for you. Don't do a different state. That might be illegal. I don't know. Could be. But yeah, all you do is go online, put in your FOID information and stuff, and hopefully they accept it and they send you the stuff. One of our new subscribers, his name is Live Gaming 123, and I kind of feel for him, and I think you will too. His comment, he commented about being a young prepper and having little support, and the reason he brought up the whole thing about being young, he isn't old enough to purchase a rifle or a shotgun, but he totally believes in prepping. He doesn't get a lot of support from home, but he does said that one set of his grandparents were into it, and they were helping him out as much as he can. That brings up a good point to all of us in the prepping community. I mean, it behooves us to get out there and make sure that other people know about prepping and teach them how to prep and help them along the way. Maybe you even have some stuff that you've upgraded your equipment, and you can give them and get them started, because the way I look at it is, the person that you start prepping and help them prep, it's not the person that's going to be knocking on your front door to see if you've got any tomato sauce, or if you've got any ammo, or if you've got a bow and arrow that they can protect their house with. So get out there, let people know. I mean, prepping isn't like it used to be. Prepping is totally in. They understand it now, especially with the pandemic and all that having stuff around the house is really important. So, Live Gaming 123, you make a good point. Like I told you, we are a solid community, and if there's anything that we can do for you, just let us know. And all you other preppers out there, there's young people out there that are just dying to prep and be prepared for their future and stuff like that, and be able to protect themselves and their loved ones and the stuff that they own. So give them a hand, help them out. That's what this is all about. So that was it. That was it on the shout-outs, Prepping news. Some of the prepping news out there is shelves are full. Don't forget that you're now down to, what is it, like a month to the election, a little over a month, 5 weeks to the election. Kind of keep your ear to the news and eyes to the shelves, but do an inventory like we did in that last video we did about the November election. Are you ready for a November election? It's not, obviously you should be prepared as far as knowing what you're voting for, and not so much who, but what the platforms are. But are your shelves prepared? Is your freezer full? You got extra gasoline for your generator and stuff like that? Also, it is that time of year when we're picking pumpkins. We're getting them out of the pumpkin patch. We've got some really nice ones. Got a couple really nice big white ones this year, which is really cool. There's some pumpkin prep. There's a great pumpkin prep video, how to keep the mini bears and the squirrels from eating your pumpkins before you carve them, especially if you put them out as a decoration. So take a look at that video. We've also got, we're just coming off of the September, which is National Preparedness Month from the federal government. And we also have a video that we're putting out next week, which is winter home and vehicle prep. How to get your home and your vehicles ready for winter. Just, it's not, I'm not going to show you how to do it, but it's basically to get your mind going that, oh yeah, God, I got to do that. I got to put the winter windshield washer fluid in. I need to change the blades in my windshield wipers. I need to check the spare tire. I need, little stuff like that. God, did I get everything out of the motor home that shouldn't be there? Is the caulk and the spackle and stuff like that out of the garage and down into the basement so it doesn't freeze. Just, little stuff like that. We've got a video coming out next week. So that's on that. And final thoughts. I don't even have any final thoughts for this week. I'm exhausted. I guess my final thoughts, I guess I do have some final thoughts. Starting Tuesday, I'm back in school. Finally. Kids are coming back in school. Our special needs kids, which should have been in school from day one because they really can't learn on a computer from home, and moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas are doing the best that they can, but these kids need to be back in school, and they are going to be back in school. So thumbs up to our administrators to get the plan going, to spend the money on PPE, personal protective equipment, and training us. But yeah, no more teaching from my basement. I will actually be in the classroom with the kids. I am absolutely thrilled to be the vanguard at the high school that I work for. There's 12 of us. And then mid next month, we're coming back with 25% of the students. And if that works out, the 1st of November, we're going to 50%. And it'll be 2 days of learning, 3 days of online. So there still will be some online, but at least we're getting the kids back in school. And to me, that's really important. They need that social aspect. They need to get out of their houses, they get away from their parents, and be able to be kids. Enough of this crap. It's time. It's time to get out there, and they are the least vulnerable. And matter of fact, if you're not 80 and over and have, health problems, you're not, I'm not going into that part of it. Anyhow, we're back in school. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. So, anyhow, subscribers, thank you very much. Please pass this on to other people that you know. Get them to subscribe. How about your kids and your spouse? Have them subscribe too, man. That would be awesome for me. And send me those comments. It's a great way. If there's a video you want to see, I'll put a video together for y'all. If there's questions you have, I'll put it together for you. And as always, on Tuesdays is our prepping tip of the week, and on Thursday is our range tip of the week. But for now, I'm going to say adios. I'm going to say be aware of your surroundings, home or away, at work, on vacation, or just driving to the grocery store and back. Be aware of your surroundings. And please have 72 hours, at least 72 hours of bug out food or evacuation food ready to go and get out of Dodge. And please have 30 to 60 days of shelter in place food. who knows what the future is bringing. This is 2020. This is a crazy year, and it is not over yet. So please, have your shelves full or over full. If you think you get enough, check again, because you don't. And please, prep like your life depends on it, because we all know that it really does. Your life, your family's life, and your pets' lives. Take care. See you later.